Hey guys, I'm Meredith with ExtremeTerrain, and I am really excited about this build that I'm getting ready to start. As you know, we do a lot of builds on this channel, however, this is a very special one. This 2010 JKU belongs to a young man named Drew who came to us through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We work very close with Make-A-Wish, and if you are a fan of the channel, you may have seen some of the builds that we've done in the past for some very deserving kids. Drew is the average high schooler. He loves listening to music, off-roading with his friends, and of course, working on his Wrangler. The Jeep actually came to us in great condition, and as you can tell, he's done some minor mods to it, like a small spacer lift and some additional lighting, but we plan on taking that to a whole new level. Like I said, Drew loves to go off-roading with his friends, but he also uses this Jeep for his everyday commute, so we plan on making a very functional build that he can still have fun in. We're going to give it a bigger and better lift, some brand new wheels and tires, armor, and a ton of lighting. Joe is going to be helping me out with this build, and right now he's actually taking out the rear seats so we can take them over to the shop and get them reupholstered. We also have a bit of maintenance to do considering that Drew's Jeep is a 2010, and we want to make sure that that 3.8 liter is as healthy as it can be. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more builds like this, as well as other product install videos. I am super excited about this build and can't wait to get to work so we can get this back to Drew. So enough from me, let's jump into the build. So Joe has been hard at work. We finally got this Jeep up on the lift to take a look underneath and see what issues we might have to address. Now it is a Jeep, it is going to leak a little, so we did want to address a lot of the gaskets underneath. We took care of that rear main seal as well as the tran pan gasket and the oil pan gasket, and we also were up inside the engine bay and took care of the intake manifold gaskets. Shout out to Omix ADA for helping us out on those, and also shout out to Rugged Ridge for hooking us up with a new CV front drive shaft. Now the front drive shaft that was on here was chewed up a little bit around the Rizeppa joint, which is very common if you already have a lift on your Wrangler and it's not set at a good angle. So the Rugged Ridge CV front drive shaft is going to reset that and make sure that it's going to hold up for a very long time, which is exactly what we want. So that's pretty much where we're at right now. There are a couple of things that we will get to in a little bit, but we're gonna let Joe keep working and we'll get into the fun stuff a little bit later.
As a number of coronavirus cases
in the coronavirus crisis,
shutting down most businesses.
So just as we were diving into Drew's Jeep build, the coronavirus outbreak struck and spread throughout the country. And unfortunately, a lot of our staff, including Meredith, were not able to be here. So I'm gonna keep pushing forward with this build, and when we're finished, I'm gonna give you a full walkthrough of everything we did for Drew's Jeep. So now, brace yourselves for a little bit of a fast forward moment. We just wrapped up installing the Flowmaster American Thunder Series catback with the muffler relocation on Drew's Jeep. Big thanks to Flowmaster for donating to this build. We really appreciate it. The reason we installed this exhaust system is because, as you can see from all the North Carolina mud on the bottom side of this, he's gonna need all the ground clearance he can get. So we put this exhaust system on to maximize all the ground clearance. So now that I'm wrapped up on this, I'm gonna jump to the upper side of the vehicle and start throwing on some armor. All right guys, so I wanted to give you a quick update on Drew's Jeep and the progress that we've made so far. So in the front, we added a Poison Spider Brawler front bumper with the Brawler bar, and we also threw in the Smitty-built 10,000-pound winch with synthetic rope and wireless control. Now I want to give a big shout out to Smitty-built and Poison Spider for donating these two products to Drew's build. We're really appreciative, and I know he's really gonna love it. So moving on over here to the corner of the Jeep, we got all new fender flares, also from Poison Spider. These are gonna add a great look and lots of awesome functionality. We also included the DV8 inner fender liners. This is gonna help protect everything on the inside when he's off-road wheeling in the mud. Moving on to the side of the Jeep here, you can see that we added the ADD Stealth Fighter side step. This is gonna offer a lot of protection, and also when you open the door, it'll light up so that you can see everything getting in and out of the Jeep. And now last but not least, we're gonna move on to the rear of the Jeep. And as you can see on the back of the Jeep here, we installed the Poison Spider Rock Brawler rear bumper with tire carrier. Drew's really gonna love this. Once again, big shout out to Poison Spider for donating this to the build. So now that we finally have Drew's Jeep back down on the ground, I want to go over the suspension parts that we installed for his build. We decided to go with a JKS 3.5-inch suspension lift with box shocks, as well as their front and rear lower control arms. Now, his Jeep already had a suspension lift kit when it came to us, but we decided to give him a nice little upgrade, and we think that this couldn't be any better for what he's going to be doing with the Jeep. We also decided to top it off with some Mickey Thompson Baja ATZs wrapped around a really nice set of fuel wheels. I want to give a big shout out to all three of those manufacturers, JKS, Fuel, and Mickey Thompson, for donating to this build. We know that Drew is just going to go nuts when he sees all these awesome parts on his Jeep. So now I'm going to jump into the lighting work, and we'll go from there. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but from the front to the back, we've done a few lighting upgrades, but I've actually just wrapped up all of the lighting from this Jeep. Drew's biggest ask was a ton of upgraded lighting from KC Highlights in particular, and KC Highlights came through in a big way. Big shout out to them. We know that Drew's gonna love all the lights that are on his Jeep, so let me show you what we did. Starting off up front, we went with the KC Highlights 7-inch LED headlights, topped off with the 4-inch KC fog lights in the front bumper. These are gonna be a huge upgrade over stock, and they're gonna look awesome. All right, so moving a little further up the vehicle, you can see here on the A-pillar that we went with the KC Highlights 6-inch Gravity LED Pros. A big thanks to Rugged Ridge for donating the cowl body armor. It looks awesome, and it's gonna add a little bit more protection to Drew's Jeep. And finally, we topped it all off with the KC Highlights 50-inch LED light bar with the same 6-inch LED lights that came on the A-pillars there, and all the protection that they will be needing for when they're not in use. And we're gonna tie that all together with this Rugged Ridge switch pod that I've been holding this whole time, wire them all up so that he can switch on the lights whenever he needs. Once again, thank you so much, Rugged Ridge, for donating this. This is gonna be a big help for Drew. And last but not least, we upgraded his taillights with the Axial LED ruby red taillights. They look great, and they're gonna be a huge upgrade over what he had before. So that's gonna wrap up the lighting on the outside of the vehicle. We got a ton of stuff going on inside the vehicle, and I'm gonna show you what's going on in there in just a little bit. All right, so we're almost wrapped up on the inside of the Jeep, just a couple things to button up here and there, but I wanted to go through some of the upgrades we've made, starting with what I'm sitting on, which is the Corbeau Trailcat diamond pattern seats with black stitching. These things are awesome. So awesome, in fact, that we had the back seats upholstered to match, and we want to give a big shout out and thank you to Corbeau Seats for donating these to Drew's build. These things are great, and he's gonna love them. The next big upgrade on the inside of this Jeep was one of Drew's biggest asks, and that was a rockin' stereo system, and we did not disappoint. JL Audio hooked us up with everything we needed, starting with tweeters up here on the dash, 2 speakers on the inside of the dash, 2 speakers up top in the sound bar, and the Stealth Box subwoofer mounted up in the rear. In order to get power to all of this sound system, we had to upgrade the power distribution for this as well, and once again, JL Audio did not disappoint. We have a 400-watt 4-channel amp for the speakers, and a 500-watt 1-channel for the subwoofer in the rear. And I gotta tell you, this thing sounds amazing. And a particularly cool feature of this sound system from JL is the bass knob that we have mounted right underneath the steering wheel, so Drew can turn the bass up or down whenever he wants. And in order to control this awesome sound system, our guys at Worldwide Stereo right here in the Philly area hooked us up with the Alpine i7 in-dash head unit. This thing is super awesome, has a ton of features. You can check your gauges, it has Bluetooth, it has navigation, and it'll even clear your check engine light out if you have one. And last but not least, what's a dance party without some lights? And our guys at Rugged Ridge hooked us up with the interior LED lighting kit. This thing has a ton of different modes on it, one of which even reacts to the music, so the lights will light up to the beat. And they're not installed yet because I still have a little bit of carpeting to wrap up, but WeatherTech was gracious enough to donate the WeatherTech digital floor liners, and we really appreciate it. All right, so I've got a few things to button up here on the inside and a few finishing touches on the outside that I can't wait to show you. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm smiling from ear to ear underneath this mask. I'm super excited to get this thing finished and reveal it to Drew to see what he thinks. All right, guys, we are minutes away from Drew's Jeep getting wrapped up, and I wanted to go over some of the finishing touches that we've been working on. So we had our graphics team design up a nice little vinyl for the side of the Jeep. Pretty subtle, but it gives it a nice badass look. And Steve from our vinyl department came over and installed it for us. This looks awesome, and Drew's absolutely gonna love it. And the cherry on top of this project, and no pun intended there, but the Best Top Trek Top soft top with the Sun Rider feature. This is gonna be really great for those nice sunny days when Drew wants to just flip the top back and enjoy some of that sunshine. And that's gonna pretty much do it. I'm gonna be wrapping up this Jeep here in a couple of minutes, and then we are gonna be hitting the road and driving down to North Carolina to reveal this to Drew. But before we go, I just wanted to give another big shout out to all of our vendors and everybody who donated parts to this build. We couldn't have done it without you, and we are so grateful. I also really wanted to give another big shout out to Meredith. who started the build with us and wasn't able to finish because of the COVID situation that's going on. We know she really wanted to be here. Meredith, we really miss you, and I hope to see you soon. And now it's time to hit the road, and I'll see you guys in North Carolina. All right, guys, we are down here in North Carolina, and it is reveal day. We're super excited. We've got a ton of Make-A-Wish volunteers back behind us. We're gonna get this thing loaded up into a flatbed, do a little parade over to Drew's house, and reveal it to him in front of the house. So let's get going.
I'm really excited. I'm like a bundle of energy. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm just really excited, looking forward to it. Holy crap, huge. It's like 8 feet tall.
Hi everyone, I'm Joe. ExtremeTerrain and our parent company Turn 5 were really excited to get involved with the Make-A-Wish build for Drew. Obviously things were a little bit different because we were dealing with the coronavirus, but that didn't stop us. We really wanted to get this finished for you, bring it down here. Drew really didn't ask for much. He wanted some lights, a stereo, a soft top, and don't worry dude, we heard you. And I think you're gonna be really pleased with what we've done for your Jeep. Are you ready to see it? All right, so let's do a little countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. So Drew, what do you think of your Jeep?
It's awesome, dude. It don't even look the same.
Is it as good as you expected it to be?
It's better than anything I ever could have imagined, man.